Game Double Tap, Mike here, everybody. Welcome back to D&D RPG. No, sorry, D&D Story RPG Choices Game, Part 2. I don't know what class we're going to play today. We're going to have some fun. I have my noisemakers. I have one of my noisemakers out. I don't know if I should have my goat. I usually save my goat for Path of Adventure, but yeah, we're going to have some fun today. See how we do. We're having a great deal of fun with Lost Air Part 1. And yeah, this time we're going to give D&D Choices a little bit of fun by Delight. I think Delight Games is the developer. So if I make any mistakes there, I apologize. I will correct them. But I do believe this is Delight Games. Let me not double down yet until I know for sure. So, you know, yeah. Yeah, yes. You know, I'm gonna bring out my goat. I think it's the goat's coming out. I think we're gonna bring out the goat just in case we have something terrible happen. Double Tap Coffee here. Marissa's birthday tomorrow. Today we're just I have a little free time to myself. It is the morning, so I thought I'd get a little bit of recording in. The rest of the evening is going to be celebrating Marissa's birthday. So send her shout outs in the comments. You know, all that's super cool. Donations are super cool for our artist, Jessica Church. And of course, to support the channel, anything you do goes toward us getting that new computer so we can play Monster Rancher and some of the other cool titles for Double Tap. So remember, your donations, 100% of it minus 30% from YouTube that YouTube takes goes directly toward our fund. And I will be setting up a funding goal so that we all kind of know how far and how close we are to getting our new computer. But first, I need to come up with a solid plan on how much we're going to spend on the computer. So computers can be rather expensive, so I have to set a goal, and once we reach that goal, we'll see if we need to go farther on that goal. So our goal is probably going to be very minimal at first, probably $100. And then after that, we'll try to go for more for the next goal. And each amount will be put aside into a savings account, and it will be for the channel. And then I'll let you all know where we're at on that. And only it's going to go toward our computer and taxes and shipping that comes with buying a computer. So I have someone that's already volunteered to do the setup, and I already have someone who's going to help me do some of the finer points for YouTube setup. So I already have one person that's going to do some work, and I have one person who's volunteering to do some work. So it's going to be amazing when we do get it. And when is that going to happen? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, so Choices Games, let's get it on. I have a beautiful thumbnail for D&D Story RPG, so hope you are liking it. It's incredibly cute. You can find it in my description, and it is so cute. It's adorable. But yeah, last time we played the mage and we got wiped. Bill was super fun though, so I thought maybe we just do it again, see what happens.
Tap to begin your adventure.
All right.
Tap to begin your adventure. Tap to begin your heading not found. Heading not found. Tap to begin your adventure. Tap to begin your adventure.
All right, let's see where we're gonna play here.
D&D Story RPG. Life. -91. Mana. 1. Gold. 340. Morale. 11. Dimmed.
Okay.
Game stats.
That was the mage.
Certainly. We shall strike like lightning, says Reg. With you in a burst of flame shoots from your unfortunately, and then they turn their merciless eyes. Alice. You find Skull Sand Smoke Dodge. Start over. Button.
Okay, we can start over.
Last checkpoint. Button. Go back to another choice.
Oh,
button.
we can actually go to the last checkpoint. I didn't know we can continue.
Go back to another choice. Button.
Let's go back to another
Luck.
choice.
17. Button. Deaths. 1. Button.
Let's find out what we can do.
Use fire and steel. Follow them. This. Continue. This is the choice you're currently on. Button.
Oh, we can go back and choose another choice. Oh, I didn't even know we could do that.
Offer her your plan. Find Sib of. Follow them. Use fire and steel. We all make mistake. Deaths. 1. Button. Luck. 17. Back button.
I want
Back button.
to restart.
Back button. Skull Sand Smoke Dodge. Start over. Button. Last checkpoint. But go back to another choice. Go back to another choice.
I want to
Button.
start over.
Go back to another choice. Button. DND Story RPG. Back button.
Let's see if I can go
D&D
back
sto-
to the menu.
Wizard's Choice. Wizard's Choice 1. Button.
Okay, that's where we were. Wizard's Choice.
Wizard's Choice 2. Button.
Oh, that's the second story.
Wizard's Choice 3. Button.
Part 3.
Wizard's Choice 4. Button. Wizard's Choice 5. Button.
Wow, this is a long story.
Wizard's Choice 6. Tab bar. Selected. D&D Story RPG. Tab. 1 of 3. All achievements. Tab. 2. Game menu. Tab. Game menu. Tab. 3 of 3.
I want to do a different story.
All achievements. Tab. Game menu. Tab. Selected. Game menu. Tab. Selected. Game menu. Ring City map. Button. Sync across devices. This will keep. Switch button. On. Game sound effects. Button. Switch button. On. Show already found achievements. Some. Switch button. Off.
I wonder
Double
if
tap
we
to toggle
only
setting.
we have to complete this story first.
About. But. Facebook. Button. Contact us. Tab bar. D&D Story RPG. Tab. 1 of 3. All achievements. Tab. 2 of 3. Selected. Game menu. Tab. 3 of. Selected. Game. All achievements. Tab. D&D Story RPG. Tab. 1 of 3.
Go back to tab 1.
Wizard's Choice 1. Button. Wizard's Choice 2. Wizard's Choice 3.
I think
button.
we have to complete the mage first.
Wizard's Choice 4. Wizard's Choice 5. Wizard's Choice 6. Tab bar. Selected. D&D Story RPG. Tab. 1 of 3. All achievements. Tab. 2 of 3. Game menu. Tab. 3 of 3. Game menu.
Yeah.
Tab. 3
okay.
of 3.
Yeah, I'm new to this. Like I said, I only played it once. I see there's so many different stories. I wonder, should we do the second story or should we try to complete the first story? I don't know really what to try to do here.
Wizard's Choice 1. Button. Wizard's Choice 2. Button.
Let's see if we can go to book 2.
Life. 14. Mana. 16. Gold. 22. Morale. 0. Dim. Game. WCV2 intro.jpg. Image.
Okay, so let's try this story.
Wizard's Choice 2. By Sam Landstrom. Summary. Ring City conspires against you. Or so it seems. Who can you trust? And will you be able to survive long enough to get your vengeance? Content warning. Mild sexual references. Violence. And dark themes.
We're fine.
Begin. Button.
All right, let's try this second story. This sounds fun, right? We did the first story, so this is the Wizard's Choice second story. Let's try this one, okay? All right, here we go.
Content. Begin. Button. Begin. Button. Begin. Life. 14. Mana. 16. Gold. 22. Morale. 0. Dim.
I have also found out that happiness, the more happiness you get, gets you a higher score. So that's a little thing I found out.
Recap from the last volume. You and your longtime warrior friend Reginald have recently returned to Ring City to rest and celebrate after a successful raid on the ruined castle in Verness.
Oh.
During your adventure, you rescue a young merchant's daughter by the name of Siba, who had been kidnapped by a band of evil priests.
So that is what it is. It's a continuation. So we really got to go back and complete that other story. But we're not going to do that right now. We'll try to complete them all and see if it helps make us stronger. Now, I don't know if beating a previous story makes us stronger. I don't know.
Once inside, you rest, apply healing ointments to your wounds, and hide the majority of your loot under the floorboards of your loft. By the following evening, you are refreshed and feel stronger and more powerful than ever. You toss a handful of your gold coins into your money pouch and meet up with Siba and Reginald at the Leering Virgin Inn for some much-deserved celebration.
All right, let's go deal with our new friends.
WC1 Celebrate.jpg. Image.
We got a celebration JPEG.
The three of you feast and drink and tell stories, exaggerated, of course, to the irregulars and otherwise thoroughly enjoy yourselves. There is no justice. There is no law. There is only power. You quote from the first page of the book bound in human skin you lifted from the sacrificial altar in Inverness Castle. Sounds just like what a zombie raising. No good. Gorgon's arse would write. Reginald says with slurred speech. The three of you are alone at a table in a corner of the inn, as all the other patrons, having grown bored of your boasting and tall tales, have gone to bed. You page through the book. Ha, what's this? You exclaim. This speaks of the Baroness Ireland lying with Sir Rumford of Chesterford. Evil gossip. No more, Siba says and then takes a swig of wine. Well, the account seems rather detailed. Ellipsis. Your voice trails off as you read further. And, ellipsis. Oh, Guildmaster Franz Fortuna has been skimming gold from the mint. Ellipsis. Melting the coins down and recasting them with more copper. Aha, I thought the coins from the money changer were light. Reginald begins rummaging in his pockets. What is that? A book of dirty secrets? Siba asks, pointing at the book accusingly. Ellipsis. I rather think it is. Why? This silly little book might be worth more than the rest of our loot put together, you say. The curious, albeit glassy-eyed expressions on your friends' faces is the last thing you see as you black out.
Uh-oh. I must be drunk or somebody poisoned me.
Suddenly, you are standing over a bed shouting no. Reginald, no, as you push down on Reginald's neck, attempting to stem the flow of blood. It is no use. He is deathly still on the blood-soaked bed and there is no pulse.
Uh-oh. What the heck?
Reginald.jpg. Image.
Why is Reginald beat up?
Gods. No, you shout and run out of the room. You are now in what you recognize as a hallway of the Leering Virgin Inn. You shout for help and look back. From here you can see bloody finger painting on the wall around Reginald. Runes in Infernal that appear to be some sort of spell used to harvest power from a soul.
Uh-oh. Somebody's trying to kill Reginald. I need to find out.
There are footsteps from behind and you turn to see a city guard and an old man approaching. Seize that one, the old man croaks as he points at you. He is the murderer. Me? I. Ellipsis. I could never use butter. The old man speaks with conviction. Either he believes what he says or he is an excellent liar. To top it off, there you stand with blood on your hands. This does not look good.
Yeah, this does not look good at all. Yeah. Even in modern times, waking up with somebody's blood all over you with them dead next to you, yeah, that looks really bad. I mean, proper DNA testing and whatnot, but yeah, very, very, very bad.
The guard locks his eyes on you and unsheathes his sword. What do you do? Run. Button.
Okay, run.
Charm the guard. Mana 2. Button.
Charm the guard.
Defend your innocence. Button. Defend your innocence. Charm. Run. Button.
I think this, we could be logical and try to talk it out, or we can run, which makes us look guilty.
Charm the guard. Mana 2. Button.
We could charm the guard, which is really, not good.
Defend your innocence. Button. Defend your innocence.
Let's
button.
defend our innocence.
Reward. Worth a shot. Points. 1. Luck. 2 times 2 bonus equals 4 total. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Tilda Wing Gretzky.
All right, cool. We got a nice little, cute little reward here. What music will we use for this one? No, achievements? Should we use, the ding button for achievements? Yeah. And items? Let's see, achievements can be that. What else could be for achievements? No, laughing. That's when we lose. I don't use that enough. Let's go with, no. I think the ding button is good when we get an achievement. That's cool.
Reward. Worth a shot. Points. 1. Luck. 2 times 2 bonus equals 4 total. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Tilda Wing Gretzky.
Cool, we got
Life,
some
14.
point.
Mana. 16. Gold. 22. Morale. 0. Dim.
We got
Game stats.
something.
Go back to previous. Life. 14. The guard says nothing. Life. 4. Go back to previous. Show game menu. Button. Change text size and color. Show game menu. Button. Go back to previous choices. Button. Life. 14. Mana. 16. Gold. 22. Morale. 0. Dim. Ellipsis. The guard says nothing as he strides forward and peers through the open door. His eyes widen as his mouth drops. What? He exclaims. What devil witchcraft is this? He turns toward you. His eyes a mixture of rage and fear. You know that he is about to run you through. You dare not harm a guard of Ring City. Unfortunately, if you wish to charm him, it will take a little more mana to do the job now that he means you harm.
Uh-oh. So we can't charm him. We might have to run.
What do you do? Charm the guard. Mana 3. Run. Button. Run.
He's
button.
probably going to kill us right here.
Run. Life. 13. Mana. 15. Gold. 22. Morale. 0. Dim. Mana decreases 1. Life. Go back to previous. Heading not found. Life. 13. Mana decreases 1. Life decreases 1. You are standing in the doorway of the murdered man with. You sprint down the hall as the guard shouts in order for you to stop. You try the first door on your left. Locked. Of course. Residents of the inn are not likely to leave their doors unlocked. Heavy footfalls of boots grow louder. Without time for a better plan, you do something you have only seen done in tavern brawls. You run like a wild boar at the window at the end of the hallway and leap through it head first.
Oh, we leap to the window. That's a good time for.
As you pass through the window of the second story and begin to fall, you wave your hand and utter a word. Your body is suddenly caught by a magical force that slows your descent, allowing you to right yourself. You float to the ground like a feather.
Feather fall.
Stop. Devil, comes a shout from above. Your cuts and bruises from the window are not too bad, and so you run off as fast as you can. When you are some distance from the inn, you stop to rest.
I lose a little life. This is our life loss sound.
What did that old fool see? You wonder to yourself. He did not see me. Ellipsis. I would sooner cut out my tongue than murder a friend. Ellipsis. But the man was so sincere. Could I have been bewitched? Or perhaps an illusion of me cast? You realize that for the moment it does not matter. By fleeing you are the primary suspect. Likely the only suspect. Medieval justice is swift and usually not well thought out. If caught, you could very well be dancing at the end of a rope by breakfast.
Well, I'll be dancing on a rope. I know that.
The general alarm has not been sounded. You might be able to escape the city if you run for the outer wall gate now. But what then? You know the city far better than anywhere else, and running would only implicate you further.
Before we continue, just want to give a shout out to MyNoise. I have a generator I created. The generator is RPG library combined with Take It Easy, and I increased the Take It Easy music because I like a little sound effects and I like a little music, and that's how I create my generators. MyNoise is an completely accessible app for the visually impaired, and it allows you to create ambiances, sound generators, and music the way you want, how you want. It breaks down each individual part of the music and lets you decide how loud or how soft you want it to be. And it has randomized elements, which also can be even further randomized by mixing in and out how they will occur inside of the generator, and also increasing, decreasing your volume. And you can also add generators that are kind of juxtaposed to each other. So you can use multiple generators to create even more fantastic effects. Also, you can name those, which is completely accessible. A little edit field pops up, and you could break out your Bluetooth keyboard and name those generators. You could save those generators and find them again in the future. So MyNoise is in the Apple Store, and you can create anything from monster sounds to dragons, birds, foxes, wolves, the sounds of space. So if you want to do like content creation with sci-fi, if you want to do monster stuff with fantasy, if you want to listen to a seashore, for instance, when I write my potential Audible novel I'm working on right now, in chapter 12 of my Audible novel, there is a beach scene. It's a very hot beach scene. But in that beach scene, there's a breakers on the shore. And then there's a grassy sound to the right. So I've combined both those sounds to give myself an ideal of how that scene will play out. And it gives me an idea of how I want the Audible book to sound if it's ever performed. So those are some of the examples of how MyNoise makes it so easy to customize the kind of sound you want. And say you're in an office and you want something to block a little sound. So MyNoise has all these sound generators that create white noise that can totally block out unnecessary sounds and give you a more surreal, serene environment. So those are some of the reasons why MyNoise is my favorite ambience sound music creator. I use it every day in almost every video, and I always like to talk about them and let you know. So you can donate to them. It's very inexpensive. And of course, anytime you donate to them, it's like you're giving to me, because you're making sure that someone who supports me with their creation and their accessibility makes it so that I can create productions which are more vivid and real and fun. And for the most part, most of my games are text-based, so having sound effects and background music is extremely important to my production value. And it feels better when people listen to my videos when they can hear rich, beautiful, fun sounds. And again, there are hundreds and thousands of sound creations and effects you can use. So go check it out. Get the lifetime package. You get all new stuff for free. So buy it one time. You don't have to be bothered. There's no subscriptions. You don't have to be bugged. They don't bug you with a bunch of notifications. And you just pay. You pay a small amount of money and you get all this access to their stuff. And I've never gotten a copyright infraction at all. So I'm able to play their music on YouTube for my content creation. That is called MyNoise, MyNoise. That is MyNoise. They are found in my description below. Take a peek, go check it out. Back to our adventure. All right, so we jumped out. We're running around. So I like fugitive storyline plots. They're good. I like this. So I like that each story is different, but I don't like one thing. I need to go back and complete the first story, but that's fine. Let's complete this story, and then we will go back and complete the other story. But Reginald's maybe dead. Maybe we can get him resurrected.
What do you do? Run for the gate. Button.
All right. So when we have a choice, I think we're going to create a sound effect for choices. Let's see here. Shall we do... let's see. Shall we make... maybe... No. No, that feels like a completion. Maybe our... No. It's hard. It's hard to decide what's a good one to use for creating a choice. It's hard. It's hard. No, that's when we get money. I don't know. No, that's if we lose. Okay, I think the best bet is when we have a choice to make, we do this one. We decide what we're going to do. Okay? That sounds the most reasonable. Okay.
Disguise yourself. Button.
Okay, disguise ourselves.
Run for the gate. Button.
Run for the gate.
Disguise yourself. Button.
Disguise yourself.
Turn yourself in. Button.
No way.
Turn yourself in. Run for the gate. Button. Disguise yourself. Button.
I think we should disguise ourselves.
Disguise yourself.
Yeah.
Life, 13. Mana, 15. Gold, 22. Morale, 0. Dim.
Okay, let's do that.
Heading not found. I will not leave the city until I have found Reginald's murderer. And to hide in a city, one must hide in plain sight. You think to yourself.
Okay. So we've disguised ourselves.
You know a simple illusion that you can use to make you appear as someone else. On the other hand, there is a bazaar nearby with clothing stalls. For a little gold you can buy a cloak or something else to conceal you on this rainy day.
I think we don't need to use our magic. I've learned don't use your magic unless you have to.
How do you want to hide yourself? Use illusion on yourself. Mana buy a disguise. Use illusion on yourself. Mana 2. Button.
2 mana to use illusion.
Buy a disguise. Button.
We can buy a disguise.
Buy a disguise. Button.
Let's go with...
Use illusion. Buy a disguise. Button.
Let's buy a disguise.
Buy a disguise. Life, 13. Mana, 15. Gold, 22. Morale, 0. Dim. You trot down a quiet alley and wash Reginald's blood off your hands and arms in a dark rain puddle. Although this does nothing for your stained tunic. You then hustle toward the bazaar in the middle of town. You quickly find a weaver's booth and spot a long green cloak with a large cowl hood. Perfect to hide under. How much? You ask, pointing at the cloak. Ah, the adventurer. You flatter me by visiting my humble stall. The merchant bows with a smile. Navel scat. It's Barnacle, you realize with a shock. You were so focused on the cloak, you did not bother to look at the merchant.
We have blood on us. This is probably a bad idea. I mean, what makes you look more guilty than running around with blood on your clothes?
You do your best to smile casually. A good cloak for this damp weather. How much? Ah, yes. Fine fabric. And heavy too. A bargain at 2 gold coins. Barnacle bows again.
2 gold coins.
Outrageous you think. However, you are in a hurry. The sooner you have that hood concealing your face, the better. On the other hand,
expensive.
Everyone haggles for the best price in the market.
No, we're not gonna... We need to not act desperate.
What do you do? Fork over the coin. Button. Haggle for a lower price. Haggle for a lower price.
We're gonna
Button.
haggle for a lower price. Yeah, because we're not paying that much.
Fork over. Haggle for a lower price. Haggle for a lower price. Life, 13. Mana, 15. Gold, 21. Morale, 1. Dim.
Cool, I think we got it for 1 gold.
Morale increases 1.
Okay, cool. We got morale increase. So what should be the sound for getting an increase? Let's go with morale increase. We'll go with this one. Cool, that means we went up.
Gold decreases 1.
Okay, minus gold. If we spend money, we use the $sign. If we gain money, we use a $sign.
You want to buy your disguise quickly, but decide that being blatantly suckered would be conspicuous here. 12 silver pieces, you say with a half smile.
Okay.
Not for this quality. You could hand this down to your son. God's willing you are blessed with one, and your son could hand it down to his son. Such is the material. The two of you make several counter proposals and you settle on a single gold piece. You know you could squeeze off another silver or 2, but you do not want to take the time.
Let's not waste too much time haggling.
You immediately put on your new cloak and quickly disappear into the crowd. In the distance you can hear the clang of the alarm bell. Your stomach wrenches. You want to get out of this part of town, but unfortunately, Barnacle knows what you are wearing. Should you buy another cloak from another stall or just get out of here?
We should look like we should maybe get something else so we don't look like we're running away.
What do you do?
Alright.
Buy another cloak. Button. Leave the market now. Button. Leave the market. Buy another cloak. Button.
Let's buy another cloak so we don't look like we're in a hurry to run.
Reward. Sneaky. Points. 1. Luck. 1 times 2 bonus equals 2 total. Nasty. Tricks it. Player/reader. Predator.
Nice.
Reward. Reward. Sneaky. Points. 1. Luck. 1 times 2 bonus equals 2 total. Nasty. Tricks it. Player/reader. Predator.
All right, so we get these little pop-up boxes, which means we did good.
Reward. Sneaky.
I think they're,
Points. 1. Luck. 1 times 2 bonus equals 2
You just
total.
have to double
Nasty.
tap to
Tricks
remove
it.
them.
Player/reader. Predator.
And the good thing is, let me see if I put it on word-by-word navigation, if it makes it easy for us to hear it.
Audio ducking. Volume. Speaking rate. Words. Reward. Sneaky.
Yeah, I think let's do word-by-word navigation. They read a little better. Let's try
Points. 1.
points 1. So we get points in certain things.
Luck. 1.
I don't know what luck does, sorry.
Times. 2.
Luck 1 times 2, that's good.
Bonus. Equals. 2.
Bonus equals 2.
Total. Nasty. Tricks it. Player/.
Naxi Trixes.
Player/. Tricks it. Tricks it. Tricks it. Characters. T. R. I. C. K. S. Y.
Trixie. Trixie. So Trixie, Trixes, Trixie. Voiceover reads, Samantha reads it funny, so Trixie.
Words. Player/. Reader.
Player/.
Predator. Predator. /reader. Reader.
/reader.
Characters. /R. E. A. D. E. R.
Player
Romeo.
reader.
Words. Predator.
Predator.
Characters. Exclamation mark. Right paren. R. E. Echo.
Okay.
E. R. Right paren.
Okay, so it's parentheses. So parentheses.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation point. Okay, that's interesting.
Reward. Sneaky. Points. 1. Luck. 1 times 2 bonus equals 2 total. Nasty. Tricks it. Player/reader. Predator.
All right, so there's some kind of weird symbols at the end of these pop-ups. So it's not a big deal. The developer can probably pull some of those out. They don't really make a lot of sense when you hear them read aloud. But it's not a big deal. It doesn't make the game inaccessible. It's just quality of life. They're kind of jumps around the verbal reading of it. And I think there is a tutorial built into the game. So if you want to understand those pop-ups, you're going to want to go through the introduction adventure, which is the one we did already. And again, by this point, I should know all this, but of course I play a lot of games. But yeah, there are a couple little odd and end symbols that could be just yanked out because I don't think they really serve any purpose. But yeah, I do love the achievement system built into this game. One of my favorite things are achievements. I love them, absolutely love them. I've always been an achievement hound my whole life. Any game that has achievements, I love. All right, so we're doing good. I'll check stats near the end of the video to see what we've done. I don't check stats early because it derails me quite a bit. I like to do it at the end of the video. So then I kind of see how I'm growing and what I've gathered, stuff like that.
Reward. Sneaky. Points. 1. Luck. Reward. Sneaky. Points. 1.
So
luck. 1 times 2 bonus equals 2 total. Nasty.
I think
Tricks
we
it.
should keep it on word by word. Seems like word by word navigation works the best.
Words.
So.
Reward. Sneaky. Reward. Sneaky.
Cool. So we got
Life,
some
13,
little
mana,
rewards
15,
there.
Gold, 20, morale, 3, dim. Games,
right.
Morale increases 2.
And we got a morale increase, which is really nice. Let's do our thing. 2 points of morale.
Heading not found. Heading not found. Gold decreases 1.
And -1 gold.
You find another weaver's stall. You know this merchant too, although you doubt grumpy old Sheffel knows you. You hunch down, your hood low over your face. 1 gold piece for the black one. You say in a disguised raspy voice as you point to a large, black cloak.
1 gold piece for the black one, please.
Sheffel nods cheerlessly as he hands over the cloak. Although grumpy, he has a reputation as a straightforward and fair man who will not waste time haggling when proposed a good trade. You drop the coin in his hand, bunch up the black cloak under one arm and walk away with your head low. You find a quiet alley nearby where you strip off the green cloak and hide it in a pile of rubbish. You then put on the black one. You thought running into Barnacle was unfortunate, but now you think it may have been a stroke of luck. Perhaps soon the guards will be looking for a man in a green cloak, not black.
Yeah, but didn't we just buy one? And then why didn't we take off the cloak that is already covered in blood?
Michael, here is your reminder. Time to get sandwiches and hang out.
Alexa, stop.
You feel a faint sense of relief at this thought, and when you rejoin wizardingcrawl.jpg image.
Okay.
There is a commotion behind you as two guards, mounted on horses, yell warnings as they gallop along the busy road. The citizens of the city are accustomed to this and know to press their bodies against the buildings in order to avoid being trampled. You do the same. One rider speeds past you and out of sight. The other slows his mount and appears to be checking people along the walls. Look at me, he demands of one man about 50 meters away. The suspect is wearing a long green cloak, just as you had been.
Ooh, yeah, we had been wearing a green cloak. It's good move, good moves.
It appears Barnacle did indeed tell the city guard of the cloak he sold me, you think.
Oh, so we knew our dude was gonna turn us in. What a jerk. Go back and fireball him.
The rider continues along, peering intently at those against the wall. You keep your head down as though to protect your face from the rain. You let your breath go with a sigh as he rides past you. Good thing you switched your clothes.
Yeah.
Gods, I am hunted in my own city, you think, as you resume down the busy street.
Yeah.
Again, you consider trying to escape the city. Outside these walls you are not known, and there is a whole world in which to hide.
Yeah, but we gotta deal with finding who killed our friend.
But what of Reginold's murderer, you wonder? The bloody runes around Reginold's body was in Infernal, the language of nightmare worlds. You cannot read Infernal well, but it appeared to be a spell that harvests power from someone's soul. Navelskat, has Reginold's soul been crushed before it could pass to the next world? It enrages you to think that such a fate worse than death, could have befallen such a good man. I will find whoever did this and kill him. Certainly, the Soul Crusher is in the city. Where better a place to harvest souls? As you continue to walk with no particular destination, your mind races to think of how you can track down this killer. The last time you saw Reginold alive, Siba was with him. It is unfathomable to you that the young candle merchant's daughter could have done such a vile thing herself. However, she may remember something or someone before she left him.
Sybil didn't kill him. If she wanted to kill him, she could have killed him a long time ago. Yeah, and we were blackout drunk. We don't have any idea how that happened.
The candle shop is nearby, and soon
Why
you
the
are
hell did
standing
I
before a
wake
wooden
up
sign
with-
painted not with words, but with
And
pictures
why
of
did I
candles.
wake up with
After all,
Reginald,
few can read in
not
Ring City,
Sybil?
or at least few in this neighborhood.
Man.
The candle shop is nearby, and soon you are standing before a wooden sign painted not with words, but with pictures of candles. After all, few can read in Ring City, or at least few in this neighborhood. Peering through the window, you see a tall man hunched over a table pouring something, wax, perhaps. You are not sure if it would be wise to go in and simply ask for her. He will want to know your name and business. She may not even be here, in which case it would be better if you did not draw attention to yourself. You doubt the city guards have come to question Siba yet, but you expect they will get around to it eventually.
Well, it's that whole known associates thing. We don't want to implicate Sybil.
You decide to chance going around the shop to try to see in. The alley between buildings is extremely narrow and you have to turn sideways to fit through. There are a few metal barred windows around the sides and back, enough to let in light despite only providing a view of the neighbor's wall. Unfortunately, the windows are too high to see through. You are looking around for something to stand on for a boost when you hear crying. You know that crying. It's the same sob and whine you heard back at Castle Inverness when you found Siba chained up. You sidestep your way along the alley a few meters and then listen, repeating this process until you think you can tell which window the sobbing is coming from. You are about to call out to her when you hear, PSSST, you, this is not a road, off with you, an old woman hisses from a neighbor's window.
Okay, got a cranky old woman.
Get out of here. This is not a way. Guys, get out.
You decide she's right. This is no place to be skulking around, attracting attention. It's time to talk to Siba. What do you do?
Okay, what do we do here?
Sneak past Candlemaker, button. Ask the Candlemaker to see her, button. Charm Candlemaker, Mana 2, button. Vertical scroll bar, 5 pages. Ask the Candlemaker to see her, button.
We have a black cloak. Are we really sneaky? I don't think we are.
Sneak past Candlemaker, button.
Charm him? No.
Ask the Candlemaker, sneak past Candlemaker, button.
Let's just sneak past the Candlemaker.
Sneak past Candlemaker. Life, 12, mana, 12, gold, 20, morale, 3, dim. Life decreases 1.
Oh, come on. How did I lose life?
Mana decreases 3. You watch the Candlemaker through the window as stealthily as you can. You need him to leave the room so that you can sneak in. Eventually, you get your chance. You see him leave his workbench and exit through one of several side doors. You presume he is going to get supplies or relieve himself. You open the front door as quietly as you can and creep in. There is a flame heating what you think is a large bowl of wax on the workbench and it smells very nice. Just then, you hear rapid footsteps and the sound of an opening door. You duck down behind a bench. From underneath the legs of the table, you see a set of feet step in and stop. You hold your breath.
Uh-oh.
Suddenly, there is a cry and the feet dash around the table. You look up to see the man glaring down at you. He hits you in the head with a large pair of metal tongs. Thief,
Oh,
he yells as he hits you several more
no.
times.
Come on. Oh, we should have charmed him.
You scoot away from him. He advances with a murderous look. Shopkeepers always have problems with thieves, and so you don't see a quick way to dissuade him from starting up the beating again. With a few kisses in the air and an arcane word, you cast a charm on him.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, he exclaims. You must have fallen on my waxy floor and then I treat you such as this. He drops the tongs and pauses. I apologize. I have forgotten your name. It should not matter if he knows who you are. Little is remembered by those under enchantment. You pull off your hood and tell him your name. My sister's rescuer, he exclaims, dropping his work. He comes over and embraces you warmly.
You don't need to do all that.
He then thanks you over and over until finally you put up a hand and say, she is a good woman and it warms my heart to have aided her. If you please, I am anxious to see how she fares now. Ah, yes, of course. I believe I noticed her thin shadow pass me earlier as I toiled. Perhaps she rests in her chamber. He begins walking toward a door. No, I insist I not disturb your work. Please allow me private counsel with her. I will not be long. He smiles conspiratorially. Yes, I am sure she will receive you warmly. Her chamber is the end of the hall.
Yeah, I know she will receive me warmly.
Following his directions, you find her door and listen. Siba is still crying. You knock softly.
Oh, poor Simba.
Jacob, leave me be.
Sybil.
You hear the plaintive voice from inside. The door is unlocked and you slip inside. Siba is sitting on the bed rocking back and forth. Her hands and arms are soaked in gore. Gods, you gasp.
She woke up with blood in her hands too.
She looks up at you, eyes swollen with tears. You, she exclaims. All this blood, could she, could she be Reginald's killer?
No.
There might be more to this woman than you know. If she did kill Reginald, you may be about to die yourself. What do you do?
Okay.
Try to calm her. Button.
Alright, what do we do here? Try to calm her.
Charm her. Mana 3.
Charm her.
Subdue her. Button.
Subdue her.
Subdue her. Button. Charm her. Try to calm her. Button.
Let's just try to calm her.
Try to calm her. Life. 12. Mana. 12. Gold. 20. Morale. 3. Dimmed. Siba. All is well. You say as reassuringly as you can. Not well. Not well. She sobs. Stay away. Cursed by the gods. Be calm. Now, you say, as you study her stained arms and dress. Normally you would sit and comfort such a person, but you are afraid. As it is now, she is sitting and you have the advantage if it should come to a fight. What have I done? What have you done? She asks with wild eyes. Do you not know, Siba? Do you not know what you have done? You keep using her name, hoping that this will somehow soothe her. I cannot. I cannot remember. Reginald, do you remember the last time you saw him? At the inn. You hurt him. You are such a good man. Why did you hurt him? She asks you.
Why did I hurt him?
I could not. Why is your dress stained so? You ask.
Maybe you hurt him.
I was running away from the inn. And then there was a voice, an awful voice in my soul. She then cups her hands and wails. I cannot remember. Soon you hear footsteps from the hall. No doubt her brother. What will he do when he sees you in here like this?
Well, he knows. He told me to go back there, and he made this little gesture innuendo that we were going to hook up a little bit back here. So why is he coming back? Anyway, if he hasn't checked on his sister and heard her crying, he's not a very empathic family member. His sister's back here crying and he's not doing anything. He's just beating a thief over the head with a thongs. You would think he'd come back here and walk with me and go, hey, I just beat up your friend with tongs and he's just a buddy and I'm so sorry. And you would think Siba or Sybil, I'm gonna get her name spelling, would come right out after hearing all that commotion.
What do you do? Stop him in the hall. Button. Cover her with a blanket. Button. Cover her with a blanket. Button.
Not very many choices.
Stop. What? Soon. I was running away. At the inn. Reginald. I cannot. Do you not know? What have I done? Be calm. Not well. Siba. All audio ducking. Volume. Speaking rate. Text selection. Lines. Words. Siba. Characters. Quotation mark. Cap C. Charlie.
Quotation mark. Cap C.
I.
C.
India.
I.
B.
B.
A.
A.
L. H. Hotel.
Siba. Wow. Siba. C-I-B-A-H.
Comma.
Siba. Siba or Siba? Siba's fine.
Edit. Vertical nav. Form controls. Links. Headings. Audio ducking. Volume. Speaking rate. Text selection. Lines. Words.
Siba's fine. Okay, we have a choice.
Not well. Not well. Be calm. B. What have I done? Do you? I cannot. I was running. What do you? Stop him in the hall. Button.
Let's just stop him in the hall.
What do you? Stop him in the hall. Button. Stop him in the hall. Life, 12, mana, 12, gold, 20, morale, 3, dim. Quickly, you step out of the door. Siba's brother nearly runs into you. He looks concerned. I heard shouting. What is the matter? What do you do?
Alright.
Make up a lie. Button.
We gotta lie.
Cast charm spell. Mana, cast charms. Make up a lie.
Just
Button.
make up a lie.
Make up a lie. Life, 11, mana, 12, gold, 20, morale, 2, dim.
Oh, our morale is going down because we lied.
Life decreases 1.
Oh, he must hit us in the head again. Is he gonna hit us in the head again?
Morale decreases 1. She has the fever. You must fetch a priest. You say. Gods, have mercy, he says, and pushes past you. You grab his arm. Go quickly now, you say. I will see my sister, he says, and pulls out of your grasp. Even a charmed man will not stand by calmly when he sees his sister in such a state. You grab him again, but he pulls away and punches you so hard that you fall unconscious. When you wake, Jacob is running past you.
Boy, he's in there a long time. How long was I unconscious?
A healer, he shouts. You have failed to keep attention from Siba long enough to interrogate her, and now you have no time to lose. Soon this place
great.
will be swarming with people.
Well, I guess I made a bad decision. I should have covered her up.
You rush over to Siba, grab her by the shoulders and shout. Did you kill him? Did you kill Reginald? Siba cries out as though in pain, squirms for a second, and then is still. You must run now, she says in a husky voice unlike her own. Run and hide, little rabbit.
Oh, she's possessed?
Wah, ellipsis, what? You stammer. They will hang you if they catch you. Do you wish to die, little rabbit? You draw your dagger, but some unseen force suddenly hurls you across the room to strike the wall. Siba is now standing, smiling at you menacingly.
Uh-oh.
What do you do? Question her more. Button.
Wow, Siba's look like she's been possessed.
Hit her with firebolt. Mana 2. Button. Run. Button.
Let's
hit her with firebolt. Mana 2.
throw me
button.
across the room, you're gonna get firebolted.
Hit her with firebolt. Mana 2. Button. Hit her with firebolt. Mana 2. Life. 10. Mana. 10. Gold. 20. Morale. 2. Dim. Life decreases 1. Mana decreases 2. You don't know what possesses Siba, but it appears that it wishes you harm. With an arcane word, a bolt of fire appears in your hand. However, before you can throw it, everything goes dark. I am the timeless one. Even when the sun ceases to rise, I will be here. I will ride your pathetic soul into your own nightmare. A voice whispers from somewhere, perhaps from within your own mind. The next thing you know, you are sitting hunched over on the street, your long hood draped over your face. You look up and instantly recognize the area. You are in the north of the Middle Ring District, ellipsis, but the candle shop was on the southern side.
Well, somebody beat us up again.
You stand up to get your bearings, but sit back down as your head spins. You feel weak and sit for a moment to rest, taking care to keep your head low so passers-by cannot see your face. Was I possessed or simply bewitched in some way? And Siba, ellipsis, what role does she play? At home you have expensive and rare books on the mystical and arcane. In those pages might lie the answers. In addition, your spellbooks and the majority of your gold are there. Few know where you live, as you have always kept your squalid little loft a secret for fear of someone stealing your books.
Well, maybe we should go get our books.
If I am lucky, the city guard will not know where I sleep. Ellipsis, I may as well have a look. Your home is not far. Rather than immediately creep into the alley and climb up the crumbling wall to the roof access of your loft as you normally do, you decide instead to first walk around the block. As you pass the alley entrance, you see the flash of metal. A guard. You turn away and keep walking, your head bent low to allow your hood to shield you. Across the street you slip into another alley and then climb up a wall you scaled many times as a boy. Carefully, you peek over the rooftop down at your apartment and the alley accessing it.
Okay, we need to sneak into our place.
There are 2 guards walking aside a man in a long gray robe. That is Yuxul the Seer. Seers like Yuxul are adept at using their crystal balls to spy, called scry, upon beings. You know that the city authority often employs seers to track down fugitives. Fugitives like me, you think. In Yuxul's hand there is something. Ellipsis, your prized spellbook, even from this distance. The red leather binding is unmistakable. One of the guards carries a sack filled with something. More of your possessions.
Got
no
all
doubt.
my stuff.
I have a home no longer, you realize.
They got all my stuff.
It is depressing that they found your valuables so quickly, considering the pains you took to disguise the secret compartment under the floorboards. Worse than losing your things is the thought of why they went through the trouble to find them and haul them off.
With scrying abilities, it's not that difficult to find stuff.
Yuxul will use my book to scry upon me. Scrying spells. Spells that allow one to spy on another from a distance, usually require a possession of the owner. The more dear the possession, the easier it is to track down the person the item belongs to. Yuxul is hardly the most powerful seer in the city, nevertheless. He certainly will have no problem finding you if he uses your red book, given the countless hours you have spent studying it.
Might be time for us to get out of the city.
One guard turns back down the alley in the direction of your loft. They have brought a ladder to access it. The other guard, who you now recognize as William of Dragmore from the outer circle, remains with Yuxul, who is walking slowly down the street while inspecting your book. You do not know either of the men well. However, you are fairly certain that Yuxul knows only divination spells, nothing that would harm you directly. William, on the other hand, is a disciplined and skilled soldier. Despite William, you decide you must get that book back. If you don't, you will be caught soon anyway.
Well, how is this going to work? 3-on-1?
William remains close to his charge and appears vigilant. They are nearing Baby Dragon Square, a busy intersection of the city. You scramble off the roof and hurry after them. What do you plan to do?
Okay.
Snatch the book in the crowd. Button.
That's possible. That might actually work.
Cast an illusion. Mana 3. Button.
Might be time for the big show of magic. An illusion could help.
Cast an illusion. Mana 3.
But he is a scryer, but it didn't sound like he has any kind of offensive magic. I think snatching a book isn't the best bet. We're not a thief. We've been very bad at it. So let's use magic. Let's cast an illusion.
Cast an illusion. Mana 3. Button. Cast an illusion. Mana 3. Life. 10. Mana. 10. Goal. 20. Morale. 2. Dim. You could either cast an illusion on yourself to impersonate someone, or you could create an illusion apart from yourself, perhaps ahead of them, to distract them as you go for the book. Either way, the illusion will not last long.
Okay, so we're making an illusion so we can steal? I don't know. It sounds like a poor plan.
You begin whispering the incantations while imagining the details of the images you are about to create. Which kind of illusion do you cast?
A big distraction would be good.
Impersonate a guard. Mana 3. Button. Impersonate Reginald. Mana 3. Button.
Possible.
A double of yourself. Mana 3. Button.
Oh, yeah. Make another copy of yourself that gets so distracted I grab the book.
Gang of violent thugs. Mana 3. Button.
That could be good, too.
Gang of violent thug. A double of yourself. Mana 3. Button.
Let's make a double of ourself.
A double of yourself. Mana 3. Life. 10. Mana. 7. Goal. 20. Morale. 4. Dim.
Oh, that got us a morale point. Nice.
Mana decreases 3. Morale increases 2. Who better to cast an illusion of than yourself? And what would make a more convincing distraction to William and Yuxul than to have appear before their eyes the very man they're hunting for?
Yep. That was my first good decision in a while.
You weave your way through the dense crowd until you are close enough to make a dash for the book, while still blending into the crowd. Practiced in your art, you needn't see your hands under your cloak to trace the intricate patterns required of your spell. William shouts and Yuxul gasps as they spot you several paces ahead of them. Your illusionary face is clear under the hood of a green cloak. As you had expected, William charges after your fleeing illusion as Yuxul, who is no good in a fight, stares after him. You dash up and snatch the book from Yuxul and then grab for the bag of your other belongings.
Yeah, I should punch him in the face while I'm there.
2 of them. Yuxul screams. William, sword drawn, turns back and sees you. Stop, he shouts. Seeing cold steel convinces you to give up on the bag and just run. William shouts again and struggles through a throng of people to catch up, but you have a good head start then. Unlike William, wear no armor. It is not long before you have lost him in the evening foot traffic. As you hunch over, panting to catch your breath, you consider your next move. It will not take them long to realize what just happened, if they have not already. At least by denying Yuxul the seer your most dear possession. It will take him longer to find you. Nevertheless, he will still eventually locate your soul's energy. He still has the rest of your possessions, and although your soul's imprint on those items is more dispersed than on your spellbook, he will still have enough to eventually track you.
I'm sure.
I am not the only fugitive in this city. Ellipsis. There must be a way to thwart the seers, you think. Although known as adventurous and even reckless at times, you have always been more or less law-abiding. You know little about how the underground of Ring City functions. Perhaps now would be a good time to learn more. There's only one person you know who might help you. A girl you grew up with, named Mala. She is a woman now, working in a brothel in one of the seediest districts of the city. She is no criminal, herself. However, as a girl she was always inquisitive and talkative. Given the reputation of her neighborhood, you are certain she will know an outlaw or two.
Well, let's not be assumptuous, okay? We don't know. Just because she works in a brothel doesn't mean she's a bad person. She's the best person. Let's go check it. How you old?
Another option is to go back and try to kill Yuxul, but he is guarded and murdering someone of importance in broad daylight, even in this dodgy neighborhood, is beyond dangerous.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
No matter what, you feel you must do something to keep hidden. What do you do?
We're going to go look for our friend.
Attempt to talk to Mala. Button. Go back to try to kill Yuxul. Go back to try. Attempt to talk to Mala.
Let's
Button.
go talk to Nella.
Attempt to talk to Mala. Life.
Mela.
10. Mana. 7. Gold. 20. Morale. 4. Dim. It disturbs you that the thought of murdering Yuxul even crossed your mind. He is merely carrying out his duty. Not only would such a move make you a real murderer, the killing would be senseless. After all, they would only hire another seer to find you. Likely, a more powerful one.
Well, yes, true, but we'd also get our stuff back.
Unfortunately, talking to Mala will not be a trivial task either. You will have to get through the wall between the middle ring, where you are now, to the outer ring, where Mala's brothel is. Now might be a good time to tell you a bit more about the city you grew up in.
Okay, we get more information. What's up?
Ring City is so named because it consists of 3 circular walls inside one another, like the rings on a tree stump. The first wall, the inner ring, was built when the city was born. Back then, the city, a town, really, was commonly known as Hell's Gate. The wall was built to defend her residents from the brutal giants of Landis, who lived in the forest and mountains nearby. As the city population grew and the wall could no longer contain the residents, another wall ringing the previous one was built. In the next century, yet another wall was built outside the second one, as the giants were driven away and replaced with the savage northern barbarians who, in turn, were replaced by the voracious goblin hordes. The two inner walls, besides providing additional layers of protection, also divides the city into three distinct social strata. The inner circle, the smallest by far, is reserved for nobility and their servants. The second circle, or the middle ring, as it is called, is where the well-to-do commoners live, along with successful merchants, guild masters, wealthy craftsmen, and the like. Finally, the outer circle, the largest of the three, is for the rest. Many of the men in the outer circle are miners who toil in the gold and silver mines of nearby mountains.
Okay, so why are we in the nobility circle? It doesn't make any sense because we're kind of poor, living in a kind of a hidden loft and stuff. Okay, well, anyway.
To ensure that citizens do not frequent rings outside their status without good cause, all the inner walls have gates which are monitored by guards. Fortunately, you are passing from the second ring to the outer ring, which is to say that you are going from a better neighborhood to a lesser one, so the wall guards are not likely to scrutinize you too much. After all, they can presume you are a good citizen to have come from the second ring, and if you want to slum about in the outer ring, that's your business.
Ew, this is a very controlling city.
Still, you are a wanted man and you cannot use your illusions or charms to pass through because every gate has an anti-magic field around it to prevent such chicanery.
Of course.
Although it takes a great deal of walking, you go ahead and scout out all three gates. Each has a single guard. You know all of them. Reginald was once a guard himself, so through him you know most city guards, at least by reputation. The first gate is manned by Flausen, an honest and dedicated man who is an old friend of yours. The second is manned by Ton. Reginald hated Ton because he believed he was dishonest and corrupt. On the other hand, Ton might be someone you could bribe. The third gate is manned by Celiphus, who is neither noble nor corrupt, but merely incompetent.
Well, an incompetent guard is a good choice. A guard we have to pay is another good choice. And, of course, a friend...
Still, you are... Although it takes a... Which guard do you try to get past?
I don't know. The one who doesn't like Reginald, I don't think we want to go there. I think we go to the incompetent guard. I know, it's very stereotypical, but might be our best bet.
Although it takes a great deal of walk. Which guard do... Flausen, your honest friend. Button.
Our honest friend, though, could help us a little bit, though. But do we trust him? He might turn us in.
Ton the corrupt. Button. Celiphus the incompetent. Button.
We're going to go deal with Celiphus. Let's put our choice sound effect up.
Although it takes a great deal of... Which... Ton the corrupt. Celiphus the incompetent. Button. Celiphus the incompetent. Life. 10. Mana. 7. Gold. 20. Morale. 4. Dim. From the shadows of the narrow alley, you watch the gate that Celiphus is guarding. The short, muscular man stands at attention, watching and smiling to some that pass. You watch this behavior for a few minutes and then chuckle to yourself when you realize that it is the young women who Celiphus pays the most attention to. When a young woman passes, he smiles stupidly and bows without so much as a glance at anyone else passing through at the same time.
Alright.
You decide that you need to pass through the gate with an attractive woman. However, you are not sure you should be perceived as being with such a woman. After all, that may attract Celiphus' envy, hence his attention. On the other hand, if you distance yourself from the object of Celiphus' attention too much, you will not have the cover you require.
Well, okay.
Which do you plan to do?
Okay.
Go through gate with a woman. Button. Keep some distance. Button. Keep some distance. Button.
Let's... we could be spotted. We'll just deal with his attention.
Go through gate with a woman.
Let's go
Button.
through the gate with a woman.
Go through gate with a woman. Life. 10. Mana. 6. Gold. 20. Morale. 6. Dim.
Ooh, we got some morale.
Morale increases 2. Mana decreases 1. You watch from the shadows for some time before you see a group of 3 young women chatting with one another, walking pointedly toward the gate. You decide to impersonate an old blind man. Back when you were a young and mischievous lad, you used to poke fun at Reginald's crotchety old grandfather by mimicking the man's stooped and limping gait.
Oh, that's messed up. Old blind man, give points.
Fetch me a biscuit. Boy, you command Reginald, using his grandfather's gravelly voice. He would you. Mana decreases 1. Morale increase. Life. Go back to previous choices. Show game menu. Button. Go back. Life. Morale increases 2. Mana decreases 1. You watch from the shadows for some time before you see a group of 3 young women chatting with one another, walking pointedly toward the gate. You decide to impersonate an old blind man. Back when you were a young and mischievous lad, you used to poke fun at Reginald's crotchety old grandfather by mimicking the man's stooped and limping gait.
Because I was a dick.
Fetch me a biscuit. Boy, you command Reginald, using his grandfather's gravelly voice. He would laugh and then punch you. Such memories are bittersweet now, but at least you have practice in what you're about to do. You limp along with one hand out as though to be sure not to run into something and cut in front of the women's path.
Where's my My cane.
Ah, young lass, could you spare an old man your hand? I cannot seem to find the gate to the outer ring.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
You have a simple illusion up, just
Hey,
enough to wrinkle your
hey,
hands in the bottom
mamas,
half of your
I
face.
can't see.
You rely on your hood to conceal the rest.
Maybe I can have a little guide. You know what I'm saying? A little sighted guide. Whoa.
It is but only a stone's throw away, one of the women says.
Yeah, but I'm blind.
My eyes are like that of a burrowing rodent, you say. One of the women giggles at this. Could you but hold a bit of my cloak and lead me, you ask.
Yes, you can hold my cloak.
Because of your adopted posture, you can only see their legs. One of them sidesteps you and walks on ahead of the others toward the gate. Another follows. You fear for a moment that they will leave you here, but you then feel a gentle tug on your sleeve. You sneak a peek out from your hood at the kind woman and see the side profile of her face. She is beautiful. She turns and you put your head back down quickly.
Oh yeah, always the beautiful one helps me.
As you are led along, suddenly, the wrinkles on your hand disappears. In the anti-magic field, I must be close. Quickly, you tuck your hands under your cloak.
Okay.
You hear what must be Celephus greeting the women enthusiastically. He asks each to lower their hoods, as is typical when going through the gate. They must have complied, for Celephus compliments each in turn. Sir, please lower your hood, comes the guard's voice. You pretend not to hear him as you tremble and sway as though you might topple over at any moment. Sir? You see his feet moving toward you and you lurch back. I will catch my death in this weather, you bellow. There, now Celephus, why not let this man be? We will ensure he behaves himself in the outer ring, says the woman holding a handful of your cloak. There is a sigh and you see Celephus' hand wave you on. It is a good day to be an old man, the guard says with a chuckle. Once through the gate, you thank the women and insist that you can find your way from here. Even with the women gone, you decide to continue to shuffle along as the old man, although this makes for slower walking. Finally, you enter the New Gate neighborhood, a shorter and more pleasant name for New Hell's Gate. This is where Malice Brothel is. Here, you lose the old man routine, which would only make you a target. Instead, you quicken your pace and lean forward like a charging bull. You take care not to look up at anyone and, fortunately, the hood concealing your face is perfectly normal here. Even during the daytime in Newgate, it's safest to travel with a gang. Alone, the best you can do is move quickly and with purpose.
Oh great, now we're in gangland.
You make it to the brothel without incident. It is one of the few well-maintained buildings in the area, and it has a fresh paint job of bright red. You are not sure whether news of your fugitive status has reached this neighborhood yet, but you decide it would be unwise to simply walk in and announce yourself. You could either keep your head down as you have been and rely on your cloak to disguise you, or you could use an illusion to pose as someone else. Darkanel, an acquaintance of yours who works in the docks district, has told you more than once how much he likes this brothel. What do you do?
Yeah, we should stay in disguise.
Rely on your cloak. Button. Pose as Darkanel. Mana 2. Button.
We can be Darkanel.
Pose as Darkanel. Rely on your cloak. Button.
I say we pose as another person.
Pose as Darkanel. Mana 2. Button.
Let's do that.
Pose as Darkanel. Mana 2. Life. 10. Mana. 4. Gold. 16. Morale.
We lost
6.
some.
Dim.
Oh wait, we're running out of mana.
Mana decreases 2. Gold decreases 4.
Ow.
There is a slight shimmering before your eyes as the illusion takes effect. Like the outside, the interior is brightly painted. The furnishings are very comfortable, with
Running out of mana.
thick cushions on the chairs, a stark contrast to the simple furniture typical of Ring City homes. There are two men sitting in these chairs, one chatting and laughing softly with a woman, not Mala, and another man snoring loudly in a corner. On one end of the room is a
That'd
table
be
with
me.
a large wash bowl and wine bottle. Behind the table is a bald man who watches as you approach.
Give me a comfortable chair, a bottle of wine, and a nice little relaxing fire. Oh yeah. I can feel it. This is where I want to hang out.
I wish to. Mala. A.
What if
not
they
all
ever
you know,
create an
he asks with a wry
RPG
smile.
that you're just hanging out at the brothel or something? That'd be kind of fun. No one ever creates any cool RPGs like that.
I wish to. Ellipsis. Meet with Mala. You say to the man.
Okay, do we have a choice here?
Mala. A. Obviously he recognizes you as Darkanel. You shake your head awkwardly and eventually the two of you settle on 2 gold, after which you are ushered to sit. Despite
right.
the plush chair, you squirm uncomfortably.
Okay, 2 gold. Did we lose 2 gold?
Is it normal to wait? You wonder. Could the city guards be on the way? You tell yourself you are being paranoid and that Mala is simply with another customer. Just then, the illusion begins to flicker. Drat, you pull your hood up before your face collapses back into its native form. There
We
you
should
sit,
have
staring at the
used
floor
the
for what seems
hood.
like forever.
We should have used our hood because our illusion's wearing off.
Finally, you hear footsteps and look up slightly to see Mala walking toward you. She is pretty, prettier than you remember her. She has a great deal of makeup on and is covered in jewelry. Her jade earrings click as she strides toward you with a smile. You bow and meet her halfway while motioning toward the open door behind her. She gets the hint and leads you out of the waiting room, through a series of halls and stairs, to a long room with beds partitioned off from one another by thin drapes. There is movement and voices throughout the room. Somewhere more private, you ask. There is no. 2 gold extra for a room. You pull out 2 gold coins, which she takes and nods.
Ow.
She leads you up another flight of stairs and knocks on a door. There is yelling, followed by hushed voices. You see the blur of a man and woman quickly vacating the room. Shy and generous. I like that. Mala says when you are in the bedroom alone. You are quiet as you think of what to say. Her eyes shift nervously and she points at your cloak. We are not going to want that on.
Yeah, of course.
What do you do?
All right, choice.
Reveal yourself. Button.
She knows. She might know us.
Keep the cloak on. Button. Keep the cloak. Reveal yourself. Button.
Well, we reveal ourselves. She's gonna like, we can't keep this up forever. Let's just reveal ourselves.
Reveal yourself. Life 10, mana 4, gold 16, morale 6, dim. Mal's eyes widen as you remove your hood. She then hugs you and commences to bombard you with questions. The two of you laugh as you trade a few stories from your shared childhood past.
Okay.
And what of you then? She asks. I heard Reginald. And what of you then? She asks. I heard tale that you and Reginald have been off hunting goblins or some other such recklessness.
Yeah, we were. And we got caught up with some really bad stuff.
Reginald. Ellipsis. He is. Ellipsis. He is dead. Murdered. Mala gasps and sits down on the bed. Some believe I murdered him. By the gods. I did not. Could not. Mala shakes her head. Impossible. He was a brother to you. Indeed. Nevertheless, now I am hunted like a rabid beast, and I need your help. Only information. Mala looks at you uncertainly. They use a seer to track me. I need protection from this. There are men in World's End who have such protection, else they would have hung long ago. I thought perhaps. Ellipsis. I might know such men? Mala finishes your sentence. She is silent for a moment. Such information is. Ellipsis. I mean, I want to help you. Only. Ellipsis. Perhaps someone else could. Ellipsis. She stammers. You must understand that such men would do awful things to me if they learned I spoke of them. And these are dark times.
I bet.
Some of the priests say that a great evil has been awakened and now stalks our streets, conspiring with other rotten souls, growing stronger. Mala has not survived in Newgate this long by blabbing about her criminal acquaintances. You believe you will have to do something to convince her.
Well, I don't know what to do. I don't want her to get killed either.
What do you do? Bribe her. Gold 15. Button.
Oh, we don't. That's all our money.
Charm her. Mana 2. Button. Threaten her. Button. Threaten her. Charm her.
Okay.
Mana 2. Button.
I don't want to charm her. Poor lady. Give her money.
Bribe. What? Mala has not. What? Bribe her. Gold 15. Button.
Let's give her money. Maybe this will compensate her and she can run away.
Bribe her. Gold 15. Life. 10. Mana. 4. Gold. 1. Morale. 6. Dim. Gold decreases 15. By the gods, I swear that any perilous secret you reveal to me will be kept by me, forever, even under torture or slow death. You gently take her wrist, turn her palm up, and press 5 gold coins into it. With this, I would like you to get something pretty for your daughter, Aliphis. 10 more if you can help me. You jingle your money pouch. Mala frowns, but her eyes betray interest. She pauses and says, lay out a dozen such coins on the bed and then I will tell you something I hope not to regret.
You got it.
You spread out the coins as instructed and she begins. As a wizard you must know that only magic can protect you from the scryer's crystal ball. There are charms, ordinary looking items such as brass bracelets or even a golden tooth that ward those who do not wish to be found. Do you know where I could buy such a charm?
I don't even have any money.
Ha, you had better have more coin than that little bag can carry. She chuckles while pointing at your money pouch. In any case, I do not know who sells such things. I only know of a man who wears one.
Looks like I'm gonna have to mug somebody.
And that man is, you ask. Mala puts her hand over the coins on the bed. He is known as Gorgon, although I assure you he is human. Her eyes lower as she says this. He has boasted to me of his warded charm, a worthless-looking copper ring on his right hand. You have her tell you as much as she knows about Gorgon and his gang before allowing her to pocket the money. Since you have rented a room with a bed, this might be a good place to rest and regain some measure of your strength. On the other hand, can you trust Mala? What about anyone else that knows you are here?
Well, I need to get my mana back, so I need to trust her.
What do you do? Rest. Button. Hurry to find Gorgon. Hurry to find
Let's
rest.
rest. We need our mana back.
Rest. Life. 12. Mana. 7. Gold. 1. Morale. 8. Dim.
Cool. We got some morale points. Very nice.
Life increases 2. Morale increases 2. Mana increases 3. Yes. Rest. Sleep. Mala
Yeah,
says
we
after
need
you
our
tell her
mana
your
back.
intention. You are a battered and tired one. Allow me to quietly lie on the bed to keep you warm.
Yeah, you can lay here. What's up? What's up, mommy?
It really was for the information you paid the gold, not the usual reasons money is exchanged in this place. Also, above all, you require a peaceful rest. Still, it is probably best to keep up appearances to the brothel owner and besides,
Yeah,
Mala has always been a
gotta keep
friend,
up
and you do not wish to insult her by kicking her out.
Of course I wouldn't kick her out of bed. Why would I do that?
She is true to her word on not disturbing you and you find her cuddling warm and comforting as you drift off to sleep.
Oh, we can cuddle.
A few hours later, as you prepare to leave, Mala hugs you again and kisses you on the cheek. Gorgon is cruel and will kill you for no reason other than it pleases him. His
know.
henchmen are no better.
Nala, it was nice hanging out with you. Besties.
You nod, put your hood back up and walk out the door. Continue. Button. Continue. Button. Continue. Life. 12. Mana. 7. Gold. 1. Morale. 8. Dim.
Woo, we did something. What we do?
Checkpoint reached. Good job.
Checkpoint! got to a checkpoint. I think we have to save here.
Night has fallen by the time you reach the district where Gorgon's gang is based. Mala did not know whether the Gorgon would be here or out elsewhere, up to some villainy. You wonder if it might be wise to come back here in the morning. If Gorgon is like the few thugs and thieves you've known, he is more likely to be asleep at home during the day. However, you dare not delay. Only a few seconds ago, you had a sudden feeling of exposure, as though you were suddenly naked in an empty room with eyes peering in at you.
Uh-oh, the scryers are after me. The scryer is after me.
Was I scryed upon? You wonder. The sooner you get that warded ring, the safer you will feel. Boisterous voices of young men erupt ahead of you. This neighborhood is controlled by gangs who are particularly active at night. So far you have managed to avoid others by slipping from shadow to shadow and hiding behind refuse or in dark alleys. Unfortunately, the road you are on now is lined with tightly packed buildings and offers no suitable place to hide, despite being dimly lit and littered with garbage. What do? You can tell there are at least 3 of them. You have a spell that will allow you to climb up the wall like a spider. Even if they look up, they will not be able to follow. On the other hand, perhaps if you show that you are not afraid, they will think better than to bother you. After all, you could be anyone under that hood.
Bluffing or stealth.
Spider climb spell. Mana 2. Button.
I think we're gonna chill. You know what? I think we're gonna take a break right here. We've got past the checkpoint, so the good thing is we can always come back and do this part. And we now know that in the adventures we can go back if we've made a poor choice and get through it. Of course, we could play hardcore, so if we die, we have to start from the beginning. So again, it depends on how we want to play this game. I think for now, to get through it all, we might just go back. But in the future, once we've beaten everything, we might choose to play hardcore. Right now, we're playing hardcore, but we don't have to do it that way forever. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a break right here, get this quickly edited. Won't be much to do here. And get this uploaded. This is Wizard's Choice Part 2. Delight Games. Thank you very much. MyNoise. Thank you all. We're heading toward 50 subs. Thank you very much, Jessica Church, for your art. Thank you, Marissa, for your technical help. And we've been having a good time with the new channel. The new channel is really coming forward. It's really getting good. We're really being about it. I'm having a lot of fun playing this. But yeah, we'll come back. We'll play another part of Wizard's Choice Part 2. And of course, we will go back to Wizard's Choice Part 1. But that's it for Part 2 of this so far. I'm liking it. It's really fun. The story and the writing is even better in this second part than the first. So it makes me really look forward to more of the parts because the writing is exceptional. I really enjoy it. But that's it for me today. I might record something else. I don't know. I've got part 8 of The Ring Bearer. I will get that uploaded so you can listen to that today. So if you don't hear from me, you got all the Ring Bearer series. Go ahead and watch them all. They're really long. That's a good 10 hours just on the last 2 or 3 parts. So if you really want to get some good YouTube time in, you got a ton of Ring Bearer episodes. And I've played every single class in Path of Adventure. So you can watch almost 20 hours worth of video there. And then of course, this is part 2 of the D&D story RPG choices game. So you've got at least 4 or 5 hours of this. So there'll be much more to come. And then don't forget to swing over to Lost Air. Man, that's a ball of fun. Check that out. That's been really super fun. I'm over there doing that too. So go check that out. And let me know what you think about the thumbnails. They're really incredibly beautiful. All right, folks, that's it for me. That's it. Keep gaming and keep double tapping, and I'll hear you soon. Bye.